Hey, have you ever heard of the hit anime series JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Oh, you haven't? Well, well, let me be frank with you. In JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's literally about a bloodline of family members known as the Joestars, and each one goes on a different adventure. It's like, let me put it this way. So, like, there's eight different parts. It's like the first one is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood. But in that one specifically, you have Jonathan Joestar. Like he's like a British gentleman, but he has to go on this big adventure to defeat his adopted brother Dio Brando, who became a vampire. First of all, but yes, yeah. But anyway, but yeah. So first, the next one is like JoJo Part 2, which is Battle Tendency. But that one follows specifically his grandson, Joseph Joestar. And on his whole adventure, along with freaking, yeah, like Richmond Italian, the choose bubbles, it's trying to take down the four Aztec gods of fitness. Very, very strange indeed. Yes, but now anyway, but so Part 3 follows Jotaro Kujo, which is like the grandson of Joseph Joestar. Yes, but like roughly, he actually has to yeah, he has to try and go on like this. Yeah, he goes on this adventure for 50 days, just so that way he can try to defeat Dio, who came back, by the way. Within 50 days, he has to travel from like Japan to Egypt to try to save his mom. Yes, very strange indeed. But alongside him as well, everyone has like these things called stands. So I forgot to explain to part 1 and 2. There's like this thing called Hamon, so it's like sunlight karate. Anyway, I'm getting distracted though. Yes, but anyway. Yes, but anyway, it's like yeah. So apparently Jotaro has to go along with his friends and his grandfather to try and take down Dio. Yes, very interesting. Yes. Yes, but anyway, I'm getting distracted. So anyway, so part 4 is Diamonds Unbreakable, and that one has the illegitimate son of Joseph Joestar, and his name is Josuke Higashikata, and he also has a stand called Crazy Diamond. What's really cool about Crazy Diamond is that he's able to fix things, or more accurately, like return stuff to original states. Like it's really cool. Yes, but it's like him and his friends have to go on this big adventure to protect their town from stand users, as well as this serial killer who looks like David Bowie, and he also has a hand fetish. Yes, very cool. Yes, but anyway, yeah. So part 5 is called Vento Oreo, which is like Italian for Golden Wind. But I mean, so freaking so you're supposed to have like the son of Dio Brando, named Giorno Giovanna. And it's basically like him and his buddies have to over the span of a week have to try and take down the Italian mafia. Yes, ow. And yeah, it's very cool or whatever. Yes, no, anyway, yes, no, for part 6 though, that one has the daughter of Jotaro Kujo named Jolene Kujo, and get this, she has to literally go right outside of prison or whatever, or okay, well maybe something like that. But yeah, so anyway, but yeah, so she has to try to hunt down this priest or whatever to try and get back her father's stand disc or whatever, as well as his memory disc. But anyway, yeah, but I mean, what's really cool about this priest though, his stand just keeps evolving. It's like first it's like White Snake or whatever, able to steal disc, but then he becomes Sea Moon, to where he can manipulate gravity, and then finally he becomes Made in Heaven, which literally allows him to accelerate time and restart the universe. But then that somehow but yes, but of course then that somehow is able to restart the entire universe, but yet it's some little boy ends up killing Poochie, or the priest guy or whatever, but his name's Rico Pucci, by the way. But he's not a dog now, unfortunately. Yes, but anyway, yep. But so the universe resets or whatever, and they literally have Okay, well they don't literally do anything, but like like they freaking yes, but anyway, yes, but anyway, so everyone's like reborn and Jolene's now Irene. Yes, but it's really cool though. But like so now like part 7 and 8, they're like in an alternate universe. First of all, so say like part 7 revolves around like this cripple named Johnny Joestar. And he literally has to like shoot his fingernails and has to try to take down the president of the United States. Very cool. And then in part 8, we have another Josuke, but no one really knows what's going on in part 8. Except, like, I don't know, I mean, like, but there's, I don't know, but he has his stand soft and wet, and he's, like, able to throw bubbles or whatever. And, like, he has to, and he has to, like, try to take down this guy named Turu, who I think is, like, a rock human. And somehow his stand is able to cause calamity. Yes, very cool. Yes, but, like, I guess, like, now that I'm really thinking about it, like, well, yeah, then I guess, like, now that I'm, like, really thinking about it, I haven't really played TF2 in quite a long time, but I mean, like, quite honestly, TF2 is a very cool game. So I mean, like, like, I'm gonna be honest, I main Medic, usually. Like, Medic is a very cool class. No one ever wants to play him, though. And yet, everyone loves him. But yet, if you ask me, though, I'm not a battle medic. Never have, never will. Except for when I am. It's just like a Rocky. So it's like back to JoJo. Like, freaking Rocky never, always seems to forget everything. And yet, it's like he's a vampire. That man never ages. Which is very strange, actually. Like, how does a man never age? Is he like, did he ever put on a stone mask? But if he has a stone mask, then is he really a vampire? No wonder and yet it's like Dio, and yet he was eating that pink donut. Maybe he is a vampire. Yes, but anyway, I'm getting distracted though. Yep, but yes, I guess even especially speaking of Mr. Rocky, there's even another Rocky I just happen to know. He's like a Japanese Vocaloid musician. Or, well, he's like a cover artist or whatever. But like, yeah, it's like a Rocky. Just freaking a Rocky. He makes a really good rock vocals. Like, honestly, even, I don't know, I mean, like, I guess I even actually have listened to, like, a lot of vocals by him. Such as even nice, like, hearing him sing Biohazard, Ghost Roll, Wildfire, and even some other things. But yes, Wildfire is a very good song, though. Especially by Sir Crush, aka Circus P and Crusher P. But yet, it's just for some reason. They decided to break up because they had a falling out. Maybe something about money or whatever. But back to Wildfire, though. Honestly, that's probably like the first ever Gumi song I've ever listened to. A lot of people think her name is actually Gummy. Well, I never know. It's freaking Megpoid Gumi, you freaking scrub. Yes, but anyway, I guess back on to other matters, though. Yes, but I guess back on to other matters, though. Like, I guess somehow, for some reason, we're all still waiting on JoJo Lands. But especially with JoJo Lands, no one really knows who the protagonist will be. Could always be another Giorno, another Jolene, or even another Shizuka. Yeah, like just that freaking Invisible Girl. It's kind of like in Marvel, or with the Fantastic Four with Invisible Woman, or whatever her actual name is. Because I really don't know very much about comics. I'm more of like an anime guy. That is very strange indeed. Yes, why doesn't Macho ever know about comics? Mainly because that is not his shtick. He is not good at comics. That is more of his friend's specialty. Yes, but speaking of specialties, it's almost like having an ultimate. It's, it's like in Danganronpa in a way. Just the ultimates. The ultimate lucky student. The ultimate astronaut. The ultimate poet. Except that's what I've come up with. But me, though, I like to think I'm a lot like Toko Fukawa. The ultimate writing prodigy, even though I really have never published a book yet. I really want to. Maybe at some point I could. But for now, I am publishless. Yeah. Yes, but speaking of publishers, what all is there with Kodansha? Kodansha Comics. Are they really a comic book agency, or do they do manga? That is the question. But now that I think about it, speaking of poets, reminds me of a great poet, Edgar Allan Poe. Yes, not like the panda bear. That would be cool though, if freaking Poe was a panda. Wait, Poe is a panda. Imagine if Poe was a poet, which is kind of strange actually. Just a giant panda as a poet. And yet, what all is there with pandas? Besides for my old friend's panda Joe, which I ended up killing with a bow and arrow because he got in my way. Just like how cats do to my dad. Even me. Are you in my way? Macho's dad. Papa Macho. Are you in my way? Allstate. Save money on car insurance. My hair is a total mess. I look like a dirty Q-tip. Either that. I really need a haircut. Because I like a good G. Bong. But yes, even speaking of Taco Baño, it reminds me even of another time where me and my friend ended up going to Taco Bell. And he ended up getting a very particular drink. A drink that was so sweet, it would make a... A drink that was so sweet, it would honestly make Willy Wonka want to puke at just how sweet that was. But the drink was so particular sweet that he ended up puking in the parking lot not long after it left. Speaking of puking in places, I know that's gross. It reminds me, speaking of gross, it reminds me of a time where I once played tea and salt pong back in high school. But yet, why was I playing tea and salt pong? Well, you see, because I was in high school, I honestly wasn't able to really, play beer pong yet. I can now if I wanted to. If I honestly enjoyed alcohol more. But of course, I guess speaking of which, yes, I don't smoke, but I do occasionally drink. I'm in bed by 10 p.m. at the latest, and I make sure to get at least 8 hours of sleep. I'm not married. Sorry. Last time I checked, I'm not freaking Kira. But speaking of Kira, it reminds me of another Vocaloid producer named Kira. Speaking of Kira, that is Japanese for killer, didn't you know? It's like, I forgot what that one freaking spin-off of Dang It Grandpa was. But yes, it's like with Dang It Grandpa. It reminds me of whenever I once had to play the game of Dang It Grandpa. It's like Dang It Rampa, but it's about the grandpa. Yes, because I once took care of a grandpa. It was a very particular grandpa. The same kind of the grandpa that would randomly walk into a room, and whenever he sees you, it's like, oh, now wait a minute. Take some move, kitty. Put some O in it. Yes. Anyway. But it's like what they usually say. What do they usually say? No one knows. Except for you. For only you know what you might know that others don't know. You know? Yes. But what else is there really in this world? Despite the fact that ever since I've had to start wearing these sunglasses because my lenses are getting fixed, people suddenly thought I looked like Neo from the Matrix. Not now. I didn't brush my hair earlier. But speaking of hair, it reminds me of Yukiko Yamagishi, this specific stand user from Part 4 when the stand Love Deluxe, which allows her to control her hair. How cool would that be to grow your own hair? You already do it, you idiot. Yes, very much so. But that is not the case here. For you see, it's almost like Nekopara. What does it have to do with this? Nothing at all. But yet at the same time with Nekopara, it's literally about cat girls and a cafe. But what is there more than cafes? Why? Neko girls that are maids. That is Nekopara in a nutshell. It's much more different than Tokyo Mew Mew, or as one of my coworkers like to call it, the Meow Meow Show. Or as I like to jokingly call it, The Nyan Nyan Show. Yes, Nyan Nyan. Is Macho secretly a cat girl? That's for you to decide. But such is life. And what is life but a game? It's almost like that Danganronpa fanfiction that I currently write. Danganronpa, life is a game. Literally the protagonist has amnesia. Isn't that literally what every protagonist is in Danganronpa? No. Not all of them. Only the ones that don't remember their own talent. And just like those who don't remember their talent, as does my protagonist, Max. Yes, so I think his name is Max Duckins. And all I really know about Max Duckins is that one of his hands is completely robotic, while the other one is gloved. Yes, gloved like a gangster. Not a gangstar. Because hey now, you're a gangstar. Get your stand on and go play. For you see, all that glitters is gold. Like gold experience. Speaking of gold experience, I'm getting a phone call right now. It is my mom. Hello. Hey.
Okay, so what was I telling you?
That is a good question. What were you telling me?
Well, anyway, so yeah, I'm here at the hospital with Grandma, and anyway, she does have COVID.
Well, that's a no bueno.
Yeah, so anyway, FYI.
Alright, sounds good. Not really, but.
Met her, so.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
So this is some very bad news, but it turns out my grandmother has caught COVID-19. It is a no bueno indeed. But that is something I cannot change. Much like how you cannot change. Much like how you cannot change your destiny. Why did this take a sudden turn for the worse? Why? Because this is what we call a twist of fate. What is a twist of fate? Despite literally not having things go the way you want it to. It's like despair. What is the opposite of despair? But hope. And hope is only a 4-letter word. So take that money and watch it burn. Because I'm old, but I'm not that old. I'm young, but not that bold. But I'm just doing what we're told. Because I don't think the world is sold. But that is the way life is. Well, once again, what is life but the game of life? And what is a game? It's a thing you play. And what do you play? You play with yourself. Yes. You should always play single player games. But if you clone yourself and play a multiplayer game, are you therefore playing with yourself? That is a good question. But you know what else is a good question? Why? And I mean why? Why are you able to tie a knot in a cherry stem and yet still tell me about Leif Erikson? For you see, things are not quite what they seem, because you are a wizard. And wizards are not wizards, for that is Gasper the Wizard. For you see, he's always gasping at everything. But why did he cross the border into the Machoverse? It's not even in the Machoverse, it's the main universe. But here's a better question for you. Why is Phanto in both Ridiculous War and the main universe? And yet, what really proves that is my reaction to Macho's Ultimate Talent by Zach Serval. Don't believe me? Well, just watch the video, watch the specific intro, then you will see that they're both in the same universe. And what does Phanto do? Well, he changes mask. What are all of his not his characters, but what are all of his minions? Look very carefully at their mask, and then watch a Ridiculous War. Do it right now, then maybe you'll soon discover the secret behind Phanto. Do his minions really exist? Is the clown really his cousin? Am I secretly the clown? That is the question. For you see, this is how y'all look. Whenever you start asking questions that don't require an answer, that is a rhetorical question. But what are rhetorical questions? Well, they're not retarded questions. For you are not retired, for you are not a retard. But that is okay, for you are not my doggo, standing right behind me. For you see, he is retired. He's either retired or he's retarded. But that is okay. It could be worse. He could be artistic instead of autistic. That is such a mean joke. But such is life. And once again, what is life but meaningless? Why am I so dark now? Well, because you always need darkness to overcome the light. What is light but a bear? What is a bear besides an animal? But you see, bears drink beer, and beer drinks bears. Bears are needed to drink beer, much like how they're needed to eat honey, and also start killing games among students, just like the poo-poo bear. Who is the poo-poo bear? Well, he may be very similar to the belly button man. Who is the belly button man? Well, the belly button man comes out of nowhere while you're least expecting it and pokes your belly button. It's almost, that's also what happens with specific cucumbers. What happens with specific cucumbers, you may be asking? Why? Something happens with their belly button. But that you would only know that if you know silly songs with Larry. But who is Larry? Why, he's a cucumber. But what kind of cucumber is he? Well, he's not a pickle. He's not Pickle Rick. But what is Pickle Rick? Well, he's Nick. And who is Nick? He's sick. But why is he sick? Because he listens to too much Slime Girl ASMR. Why do I bring that up all of a sudden? Maybe because that is what some people get in this world. So let's just see Mr. Hippo get roasted. But who is Mr. Hippo? Well, other than your friendly neighborhood storyteller, just like me here. Why did we start all the way from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, get all the way to Mr. Hippo? Well, you see, it's like Gloria. It's like Gloria from Madagascar. That one specific hippo. Especially with Mr. Moto Moto. Because I think Moto Moto likes you. Why does he like you? Because you are beautiful. You are only beautiful for a reason. You are beautiful because you make yourself beautiful. But there is only one way to not be beautiful, and that is to not believe in yourself. For beauty really comes from within, does it not? But why does it come from within? Because if it came from outside, then that is disgusting. Why would you want something from the outside coming in you? Instead, you should have it come from inside and out. Just like the movie. Just like that one Pixar movie, Inside Out. Yes, why do I bring up Inside Out? Because emotions. And what would you be without emotions? You would be dead inside. Not just on the outside, but the inside. But you see, there's only one way to truly be dead on the inside. And that is to help yours, and that is to have self-righteous suicide. Just like chop suey, not like chop liver. That's disgusting. But I mean chop suey by System of a Down. And it's specifically System of a Down, because they're not System of a Down syndrome. Why do I keep making multiple jokes like that? No one knows. The only ones who truly do know are me. Nobody else. Understand? No. You never will understand, because you are not my old coworker Ajit. Ajit was a great man. He's still a great man. He's probably still working at my same workplace, just daring overnight. But that is okay. Well, you see, Mr. Ajit is good. Yes, next to Gemunda. But speaking of next to Gemunda, that brings up my next topic of J. Kyle Darby. That's probably his wrong name, but it is J. Darby. The one who has Osiris, the stand that steals your soul if you lose him at gambling. Because yay gambling. But it does bring up a good question though. If yay gambling, what about no gaming? No gaming. Just like no small game. Understand? Yes. You do understand now, don't you? Yes. It is good that you understand, my boy. But you see, such things are not quite as easy as you think they are. For you see, my boy, this is the adventure that all true adventurers strive for. That is the piece of dialogue. I'm sorry, little one. No, that's wrong. Ding dong, y'all are wrong. You are wrong, and that is always the constant. You are wrong, and you never were right, because you were wrong. But why were you wrong? Because you're not wrong. But you see, two rights make a wrong. So if there's two over here, then that means wrong is left. But you see, what is left? Well, all that's left is your pride and joy in life. But why is your pride and joy in life left? Because it's not right. Because if it did go right, then things wouldn't be wrong. But anyway, that does bring up a good question, though. Ugh, excuse me. How did Nintendo make such a 3DS possible? But why are 3DSs called 3DSs? Because they're in 3D. Yes, they're 3Ds. Yes, 3D's nuts. Yes. Huh? Got him. I'm like I'm putting chemicals in the water. They turn the freaking frogs gay. Do you understand that? Yes, you do understand that. That is very good indeed. But yes, but you see, I really need a haircut, like I said earlier. It honestly looks like my hair. It looks like I have a giant meatball on my head. Do not draw fan art of that. Because it's not funny. Didn't laugh. It's like Donkey Kong. It's like Donkey Kong came back to his country. And specifically, whenever he came back to his company, he's not Wario, I swear. But anyway, whenever Donkey Kong finally came back to his country, he had to get the crystal coconut. But how did he get the crystal coconut? Well, you see, he did a banana slammer. But you see, it's like this one game that I once did on a Discord server with Banana Slammer. Every time we were watching, we were specifically watching Donkey Kong Country. But every time anyone ever said Banana Slammer, we would have to take a drink. But unfortunately, me and someone else were the only ones who were legal enough to drink. So a lot of us had to do different things. Such as one of us was just eating a pickle. Yes, one of us was eating a pickle. Every time they said, Banana Slammer. But how about I slam your banana? That's disgusting. Never say that shit again. But if I was to slam something, it would be basketball. Because come on and slam. And welcome to the jam. Because this is strawberry jam. But you know what else is jam? Mr. Raspberry Jam. Yeah, that's right. Mr. Raspberry Jam from the hit game Grand Theft Auto 5. It's too bad. He's lost an eye to a redneck Canadian who did dirty deeds done dirt cheap on his eye. But why did he transport his eye to another dimension with D4C? Well, you see, this whole time, Trevor was secretly a stand user. What kind of stand user is he? Well, you see, he had his stand, American Idiot. And what does American Idiot do? Well, you see, it makes him super violent and want to kill anyone in his sight. And that is why every time he goes on a rampage mission, It's secretly him using his stand. And that's also why and that's also why you can't see it. Because you are not a stand user. Unlike me. I am a stand user. See? It's right there. You can't see my stand. Well, that's exactly why you're not a stand user. Too bad. Get an arrow. But you see, you want to know how I got my stand? Because I secretly have a stand arrow somewhere in this house. Specifically, I keep it on a necklace. It's the head of a stand arrow. But I won't tell you where in this house it lies. Because stand users are always destined to meet each other in a little thing called gravity. But do you believe in gravity? No. Because gravity? Who's a crap about gravity? Me. Ah. Yes. Ah, yes. It's an eye for an eye. For the betrayer and thief. Requiem. And what is Requiem? But music. I forgot who actually wrote Requiem, but I think it was Mozart. What exactly is there about Mozart? Well, he makes very classic music. You know who else references Mozart? Kaede Akamatsu from Danganronpa. But you know who else references Mozart? My mom. Not really. But you see, I'm wearing green just like Muscle Man. But unfortunately, I am not Muscle Man. It would be cool, though, to be Muscle Man. But anyway, back to Kaede. Or should I say... Well, I'm not spoiling stuff. But anyway, Kaede. She was a great protagonist. Yes. It was always good to have a girl in Danganronpa. For Rip Kumaru. She doesn't exist. Yes. You know, I had to do it to him. But you know who else I had to do it to? I had to do it to Mr. Doppio. But you see, Mr. Doppio was secretly made out of vinegar. Yes. It is unfortunate. It's like with cioccolata. That's chocolate in Italian. But you know what else happened to cioccolata? He melted. Not really. That is unfortunate. But you see, despite the fact his hair looked like a virus. Oh no. It seems as though you saw it. My name is Macho Skater. I'm 22 years old. I live in the northeast section of I'm not telling you where. Where all the houses are. I'm not married. I don't smoke, but I do occasionally drink. I'm in bed. Yes. I'm usually in bed by 10 p.m. at the latest, and I try to get 8 hours of sleep no matter what. I try not to trouble myself with things such as enemies, because that would cause me to lose sleep at night. I probably butchered a lot of that speech, but that is okay. For you see, I am not Mr. Yoshikage Kira. For you see, I am Kingpin. Will you please lay down? Thank you. But you know who else I must really thank? I must thank Tatsu for being such a part of a good anime and manga series. Who is Tatsu? Why, he is the immortal dragon. But he became a house husband. Why do I bring that up? Because I low-key kind of feel like him. Mainly because of my hairstyle and also because of my glasses. But there is only one person I do know who actually does look like Tatsu. Only if you ask me. They are an old friend that I still consider a friend. But he looks a lot like Tatsu. And he also had a YouTube channel. But he kept changing the name of it. If you are still watching this, you know who you are. Yes, I think you are Tatsu. IRL. Are you a house husband? That is the question. But that is a personal question. Speaking of personal questions, how was school? Did you make any friends? No? Why not? You better try harder. If you're gonna make any friends here, you gotta try. But how do you make friends? Why? Every time you never thought life was gonna be this way, you just gotta go like this. And that is how you make friends. Not really. You make friends by having similar interests with people. You have to go out and try your best to communicate. Unlike a certain protagonist named Komi Shoko. But why do I bring up Komi Shoko? Or Shoko Komi, actually. Because she can't communicate. And why can't she communicate? Because she has severe social anxiety. Just like a lot of us do. It is unfortunate. But we must all be like Komi. We must all try to go out and make 100 friends. Even if some of them are weird. Even especially if some of your friends are either a yandere, act like a dog, or a ninja, is superly overly competitive with you, rates everything on a hotness scale, including you. Yes, you. But speaking of you, I have a trade offer for you. I receive rubies, and you receive lamp oil, rope, and bombs. You want it? It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rubies. Well, go ahead. Give them over. Just do it right now. Sorry, viewer. I can't take credit. Come back when you're a little richer. But are you sure you don't have any rupees? Fine. We take other forms of payment. Just do it right now. Give me a jar. Give me some Girardi. Go ahead. P. Do it right now. You won't. Give me that good old Girardi. Just don't give me any mad milk. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But you know what else is disgusting? Putting mad milk on top of an anime figure. That is so gross. And I know there's at least one person out there that does it. Thankfully not me. Because once again, that is disgusting. But that is okay. For you see, that is just how life is. Life is a journey that we must travel. For life is a highway, and I want to ride it all night long. But there is only even other things I always wanted to ride all night long. Maybe perhaps I wanted to ride on a dragon all night long. Why ride on a dragon? Well, you see, it's not Puff the Magic Dragon. It is specifically Toru. Why do I want to ride on Toru? Because that's an interesting dragon, despite the fact she's a maid. But speaking of maids, it's like Maid in Heaven. Yes, specifically a white man on a white horse that accelerates time, which links us all the way back to JoJo. But why does that link us all the way back to JoJo? Because like how Maid in Heaven works, we literally started from JoJo, sped all the way through all this, and now we're coming all the way back to JoJo. And why is this particular video called Macho's Bizzare Speaking Adventure Phanto Blood? Well, because just like part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it is called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood. And what did I first talk about in this video? It was JoJo. Specifically part 1 of Phantom Blood with Jonathan Joestar, Speedwagon, Tio Brando, William Zeppeli, named after Led Zeppelin. But such is the thing that we must talk about, is JoJo. Not JoJo Siwa, but JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And one final thing I must always say. Thank you for watching this shitpost. Farewell, and have a great day.